Welcome to topic 4 in life physics: waves, oscillations, sound, and optics. Up until this point in the course, we have only considered processes that have a clear beginning and end, i.e. a ball falling from a height or a block of ice being heated, with a clear start and end to the process. But now we come to the physics that describe processes that repeat again and again, i.e. that display some periodic element. Examples as diverse as a pendulum clock keeping time, a boat bobbing up and down on the ocean, a giraffe's leg while walking, an earthquake propagating through the ground, or your eardrum vibrating as it detects sound, are all examples of systems that require an understanding of the physics of waves and oscillations before we can hope to understand them. We need to understand the physics of waves. The fundamental idea for an oscillating system is that you require some forces in action to push the system back and forth. We have already covered such systems in mechanics with Hooke's law. So let's revisit Hooke's law. You may recall Hooke's law as relating to springs. Within a certain range of deformation, the extension of a spring is proportional to the force applied to it. This is written as F equals minus kx, where F is the force, K is the proportionality constant, spring constant of that particular system, and X is the extension of the spring. Why is there a negative sign there? F is a restoring force, as it causes the object, the mass on the spring, etc., to accelerate back towards the equilibrium position. You should also recall that Hooke's law is not just for springs. This is much more a universal description, and it can be applied to materials that undergo elastic, not plastic, deformation. The elastic properties of materials, i.e. the fact that materials can store and then return energy without significant loss, is what leads to oscillating systems and what leads to simple harmonic motion. So the elastic behavior of materials leads to dynamic motion, which is vibrations, oscillations, and simple harmonic motion. Examples of this are molecules vibrating, pendulums, and masses on springs. To keep such forces moving, so the periodic motion is repeated back and forth, the system needs a restoring force. Simple harmonic motion is the name used to describe the motion of a system where the net force can be described simply by Hooke's law. The system is then called a simple harmonic oscillator. Before we look deeply at simple harmonic motion, let's start by clearly defining the most important aspect of any repeating system, the fact that it repeats. Periodic motion is a motion that repeats at regular time intervals, such as a mass on a spring bouncing up and down. The time to complete one complete oscillation is called the period, T, and this is generally measured in seconds. A concept closely related to this is the frequency, which is denoted by small f. Frequency is defined to be the number of events per unit time. The relationship between frequency and period is frequency equals 1 on t and period t equals 1 on f. The SI unit for frequency is cycle per second, which is defined as a hertz, Hz.